Good.
All right. So we have Kybert here. Thank you for talking to me today. I'm doing a class project about happiness, and I chose you as someone I would like to interview for your thoughts on the topic. Just so you know, your answers cannot be right or wrong. They just reflect your own thoughts and feelings. So feel free to open up. And I am hoping to learn a lot more about happiness from your perspective. So to start, I'd like to know how you define happiness, and not just what makes you happy, but just happiness itself.
I would describe happiness as like having a purpose, maybe some type of goal that you're working towards, whether that's your family that either you're trying to provide for, or whether that's a career that you're striving, just kind of having a goal that you're trying to reach.
Okay. And do you think that type of goal you should be striving for every day, or is it just an overall goal in life that you want to have like an end goal in your path or in your life?
I think it's pretty much like an overarching goal in your whole life. So, I mean, my kind of mentality every day is just to figure out how I can grow as an individual, how I can grow as like a person, as a student. I kind of carry that in every aspect of my life.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then how is wealth or money related to a person's long-term happiness, in your opinion?
I feel like they're very correlated, but I don't think happiness is dependent on wealth or money. Like you can be very rich, working 100 hours a week, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're happy. And then you can be very poor, but then you can be happier than that person I just described. So I think it's correlated. So if you have wealth, I would think that makes it easier to be happy because you're able to buy the material things, you're able to have less stress than someone who doesn't have to have money as that stress factor.
Okay, and I guess on a more personal note, do you believe it's essential for you to make a lot of money in life?
I do because growing up, we didn't have that much money. So that's kind of always been my mentality. I want my kids to not have to worry about, okay, going to the grocery store. Do I have to feel bad for asking for this? So I do believe that's something I strive for and will definitely make me happy.
Okay. I guess expanding a little bit more. It seems like your upbringing really influenced you a lot and with your work ethic and just your view on money in general. Would you be at all worried that your kids would not have that same drive that you have if you were to provide a lot for them?
I do because I think hard times create strong men, and strong men create easy times, and then easy times create weak men. But then I think I will also have like kind of that responsibility to raise my kids to kind of have that humble upbringing and like kind of to enlighten them on how my life was different than theirs. Like I don't really plan on bringing kids until I'm in like a stable position, just because of the personal things that I went through as a kid.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then just another question: how much do you think someone has to earn in order to be considered wealthy, and why do you think that number is? Maybe like an annual
Uh,
income.
I think it kind of depends on the stage that you're in your career and the goals that you're striving for. But if I would put like a number for me right now, I would probably say in the six figures, especially in the time periods where prices are increasing, the housing market is going crazy. So I would say at least in the six figures range.
Right. All right. Imagine you won a lottery with $100 million payout. What things would you do first, and how do you think your life would change your relationships?
First, I would look to invest the money. I would look to for a way to create. I would pretty much look up the set of like funds for my kids and their future generations. I would take care of my like, parents. My brother, he has three kids. He's 25. He's in the military, so I would definitely look to help him out in any way that I could. I would love to retire my parents. Like my mom, she's been working my whole life, so I think just being able to retire her would be something that I would appreciate and that she would definitely appreciate. My dad, he's 83. He's still working, so I mean, definitely take care of my parents first.
Okay. And then, I mean, you have 100 million. Like basically everything you said was to help the people around you, which is fantastic. But do you think you would? I mean, like you'd have some left over. What do you think you would then spend it on material things? Do you think you would spend it on experiences, or do you think you would still try to save it? Because it's 100 million.
Um,
That's a lot.
right. Uh, I've always been someone who's been like a minimalist. I don't really need much. I don't think like for me, money, I don't need money to make me happy. I would like to have money to make other people happy. So
Mhm.
I think I would definitely look to probably donate to charity, and then I would definitely want to travel because I haven't really traveled that much. So I would look to go out of the country, maybe Europe. My mom, she's always wanted to go to Germany. She's always talked about that in my life. So maybe travel back there, something like that.
Yeah, maybe make experiences just with your close family members and
I don't
friends.
think I would need to purchase material things. I don't think that would make me necessarily happy.
Gotcha. All right. And then let's see. What benefits related to happiness do you think wealth provides a person?
Just the ease and not having to worry about like paycheck to paycheck. Like like I said, I mean, I've seen how my parents were. Like my dad, he would just set up in the middle, like of the street or like on a corner, and just pull out a table and sell his merchandise. So I would kind of just see from that, like from an early age. So I kind of just think it brings like some ease to mind, just not having to worry about, oh, can I afford this next meal, or what can I do? Do I have to skip this bill? So I think just ease of mind is probably the main
Okay.
priority that wealth brings to happiness.
And then I guess on the other side of that, do you think that too much wealth or too much money can obstruct a person's happiness?
Definitely. I think it can make someone just, so if you have a lot of money, you're just gonna live a whole different life, and you can get carried away pretty easily. You might get into some dangerous things. You might want to be a little risky. You might start gambling, just or even just start like buying things that can get you into danger. So definitely, I think there's a good medium between having too much money and not having enough, for sure.
To bring on like some carelessness.
Right. But I think it's probably, I mean, I think everyone could agree it's better to have more money than little money,
Yeah,
my
just
opinion at least.
use your life in general. All right. And then is there anything else you'd like to add? Just about happiness,
Yeah.
money in general, or anything?
I think everybody should strive for happiness. I don't think that they should be worried about how wealth will impact their happiness, but like look at the little things, maybe just impacting other people's lives, because I don't think wealth is like a direct correlation, but there is some correlation, obviously. But
Mhm.
that's all I have to add.
Kind of strive for the little things and
Right.
hope wealth and all that kind of stuff comes along the way as well.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions, or do you have any inputs on happiness and wealth?
I mean,
Do you agree with
a
me,
lot of what
disagree?
you, a lot of what you said is I kind of agree with just in terms of depending on the person, depending on the situation. I think we're a little similar in the fact that we do think that or we do strive a lot for wealth in the future. I think it does bring it's like kind of for me it's supposed to bring or I'm hoping it will bring me peace of mind in a lot of stuff, with my family, with my friends, just being able to do what I want to do. And if I have friends that have money too, it's just always nice to kind of be able to do things with them if they're able to do them. If you have less
Right.
money than the people around you, it can be hard sometimes just because you might feel left out or anything like that. But yeah, no.
I have one more input.
Go
I
ahead.
think wealth I strive for wealth because I think it provides a freedom, and then that freedom like leads to the happiness. I don't think it's just like wealth to happiness. It's just like the freedom part's what's in the middle and the connected pieces.
Yeah, and how you deal with that freedom, I guess, once you have the
Right.
wealth, it's how you use that wealth and how you, yeah. No, I agree with that. All right. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Yep.